So with this move, what are you thinking about stepping aside as CEO? You're still going to be involved?
Yeah, so the move to my new position, which will be executive chairman, was a well thought out plan of succession, something that we had thought about for a long time and had planned for a long time. Our idea was to do this at a time when we could do it from a position of strength. The company is very well grounded. We've got a great management team. Bill Newlands, who's taking over, has been here for 4 years. So it's really not much of a transition. Bill's been the president and COO for the last year, and therefore we expect it to be a very smooth transition. And also, it's not like I'm not going to be around. I'm moving into the role of executive chairman. I will therefore be involved in all of the major strategic decisions that we're making, but I'm pretty confident that the team will do a great job on day-to-day responsibilities.
Was there a reason you decided to transfer the CEO title? I know you said it's been in the works for a while, but what made you decide to actually move in that direction?
Well, I've been CEO since 2007, so going on 13 years, and I think that it's just a good idea that someone comes in ultimately and takes over that role after a period of time, somebody with some new and fresh ideas. Doesn't mean that there's going to necessarily be big change, but Bill comes from a different discipline than I came from, so he's going to have a different approach to being CEO than perhaps I did. He's more of a marketing and consumer type of a guy. My background was general counsel and law, so I think it's the right time for somebody from his background to take over the position of CEO.
Looking back, you didn't have to grow the company the way it did, this exponential growth. What do you think encouraged you to do that?
Well, I really think it was mostly the ambition of my brother and myself. My father founded the company shortly after World War II. He was the CEO until 29 years ago. My brother was the CEO after him for 14 years and myself for about 13 years. So if it hadn't, I would say, been for my brother's ambition before me to want to really grow the company into something much larger than it was, and then my ambition, I think my father, he was getting older. I think he had a nice little company in upstate New York. He probably would not have pursued the same path that Richard and I pursued, simply by virtue of the fact that if he hadn't had successors and heirs that wanted to do it, he probably would have run out of steam eventually himself. I mean, this isn't the kind of thing that you want to do until you're 100 years old.